Skulls next on our start list, and two very famous names over on the far side in lane one, Lukas Spick and Itzhak Chop, representing Slovenia. And there they are. Well, these men, well, particularly Itzhak, they started winning together in '99 in the World Championships in Canada. More of that later. And now Germany, Hans Gruner in the bow seat there, one half of the silver medalists. And in lane number 3 in the stroke seat, Stefan Kruger, the other half of last year's world silver medalists. Lane 4, France, Bahrain and Berest, who, well, they're solid performers. They get onto the podium, but they should have won a lot more than they have to date. For Great Britain, Bill Lucas and Sam Townsend, who came out of the quad where they were 7th last year. And another legend here, Alessio Sartori, now 35 years of age, on the right there in the bow seat for Italy. World champion way back, first time around at senior level in 1994 in Indianapolis. So away we go, and that was a very quick start on the near side by the Italians.
Well, it was a very quick start by Alessio Sartori. It was his stroke man who wasn't paying attention.
Well, the Italians who've not got a full squad here, but interesting, the Italians and the French have met each other, haven't they, earlier in the season already?
Yeah, they raced each other in Piediluco in Italy, and surprisingly it was this combination of Alessio Sartori and Romano Battisti who beat the French in that race in Piediluco, but it was, as I understand, Julien Bahin was not feeling very well, had traveled a lot in the days leading up to the race. So maybe that doesn't say enough about the form of the Italians and the form of the French.
I think it'll be interesting to watch Knittel and Kruger because they were world champions in 2009. Remember, that partnership in 2009 came back after Knittel was injured, had a back problem. Then they won the world championship. Then Knittel had more problems.
Yeah, they're very fragile, this duo from Germany. But if they're up there and they're feeling well, no problems, no injuries, have trained, very well accustomed to each other, then they're potential winners of the gold medal. We saw that. Of course, Germany has some athletes, some spare athletes, if you will, to race the New Zealand double, who is missing from this picture. But I reckon Erik Knittel and Stefan Kruger, they're probably up there for the medals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nathan Cohen and Joe Sullivan, the world champions for New Zealand over the past 2 seasons. They'll be interesting viewers of this particular race, as will Scott Brennan and David Crochet for Australia, the Olympic champions. And Canada, well, they've nominated Kevin Kowalik and Michael Braithwaite as their representatives in this boat class when they come across.
Yeah, but it's I think Nathan Cohen and Joseph Sullivan, particularly the boat will miss here, and maybe Crochet and Brennan, Olympic champions as you mentioned, can come back after a 3-year hiatus because they only got back together last year, made the final, which was pretty impressive, but there's still some work to do. In this race, it's pretty tight between France in lane 4 and right next to them it's Germany just powering on, and the old guys from Slovenia way up in lane 1, Itzhak Chop and Lukas Spick.
The French have had their interesting times, haven't they, with the rest of their federation?
Yeah, the French. They have their own training methods, their own training schedules, and in France it's usually everyone trains at the same level, same intensity, same way. And Julien Bahin and Cédric Berest, a bit stubborn guys, want to have their own training schedules. But they're making it count because they're up there. Second position, no, third position right now. It's Itzhak Chop and Lukas Spick, and the Germans now pushing through, a big push from the Germans just after the 1,000-meter mark.
Yeah, so right on the far side, you've got Slovenia, then dropping off the pace, Gruner and Rocher, and then up there, Knittel and Kruger. Next to them, 2 away from you, that was Berest and Bahrain. Bahrain, who he's a hunter. He likes to come from behind, but too often the French have got caught out. They were bronze medalists for the last 2 seasons, silver medalists in 2009, and in this sort of competition, you've got to be up with the pace.
Yeah, if they don't respond to this push from Germany and Slovenia going along with it, then they'll probably or potentially be out of the middle spot, because right up there with France, Germany coming back, and on the near side also, it's interesting to see. We see the British coming back. It's just Italy just missing from this picture.
And forging now, you've got Knittel and Kruger moving forward. And these two now doing all their best work. And this is a determined move by the Germans now. They're beginning to make the move which they have to see through from this point. At this point, when you make that sort of move, you've got to take it right the way to the line. There is no second chance here. And next to them, you've got the French, who are now beginning to move. Next to the French, Great Britain now on a sprint there. And it's Bill Lucas and Sam Townsend, who are now vying with Berest and Bahrain for second place. The Slovenians on the far side, the angle's deceptive, but they're just dropping back out of that fight for podium positions at the moment. But Germany, Eric Knittel, very upright in the boat.
Yeah, I can understand why he has back problems, because he's using it in a very weird way, and that could explain the fact that his back is so weak and has so much problems. It's still Slovenia in second place, but look at the Brits coming back all the time, just right now passing France for that third spot. And will the French Julien Marin and Cédric Berest then miss out for the podium?
Yeah, we've still got 250 meters to go, though, and the angle there is deceptive. The Slovenians actually are still very much there. It makes them look as if they're actually ahead of the Germans, but that isn't the fact at the moment. And it's Slovenia on the far side. You can see Germany. It's a really determined push there by Spick and Chop, but here you can see the British flying, and the French are moving now as well, and still 100 to go. And on the near side, it is Bill Lucas and Sam Townsend who really have timed this extremely well, and this is very close now between Great Britain and Germany and Slovenia. France still there as well.
And Germany coming back as well. It's Hans Grüne coming back with his partner Matthias Rocha, and it's Germany won, across the line. Then it's Great Britain and Slovenia in third place, and what a surprise, France missing out.
Yeah, Slovenia in a photo there with France for third place, but it is Eric Knittel and Stefan Kruger, the 2009 world champions, who have come back to winning ways here in this first World Cup regatta in Belgrade. Here you can see them powering towards the finish. Bottom of the screen, Great Britain, Bill Lucas, Sam Townsend. That's a really decent effort. Look at the French just beyond them, and the Slovenians have beaten them actually comfortably, and they were very, very tightly pursued by Germany's other partnership of Hans Grüne and Matthias Rocha.
Yeah, here you can see Eric Knittel and Stefan Kruger really using the last ounces of strength in their bodies to power that boat across the finish line. Probably very happy with this result, missing each other with the high five, but that's probably the fatigue doing that 6:09.78. That's a pretty decent time there.
Yeah, the world best time, Mackey and Hardy from Poznan in 2006, 6:03.